Hey everybody, welcome back to Building Your Empire with SophieZo. I am so excited today. I have the most amazing guest today. We are longtime social media friends. I have followed her path and journey as the businesswoman, wonderful businesswoman that she is. And so today I bring you Fabienne Fredrickson. Her passion and purpose is being a catalyst for self-employed women to make the greatest impact they can while being handsomely rewarded for it. For the past 20 plus years, she has been and continues to be a business mentor to tens of thousands of women business owners as founder of boldheart.com. The Bold Heart Business Program is based on 2 decades of her experience and tens of millions of dollars in results for her members. Fabienne has created a model that predictably helps you grow your revenues from 5 figures a year, minimum 2K a month, to 6 figures, 8 to 10K a month consistently. Once you reach that level, you are then shown exactly how to leverage that 6 figure business to 7 figures, 80K a month, or a million plus in revenues while having you gain your life back. Fabienne likes to say that she sprinkles self-worth teachings on top of all business teachings as one would fairy dust. She teaches you to fight self-doubt, become infinitely more confident as a woman, believe in yourself, value your unique brilliance, and get out of your comfort zone so you succeed at a much bigger level. Also, you can express the fullest, most authentic version of yourself. Fabienne is the author of Embrace Your Magnificence, Get Out of Your Own Way, and Live a Richer, Fuller, More Abundant Life, as well as The Leveraged Business, How Overwhelmed 6 Figure Business Owners Reach 7 Figures and Gain Their Life Back. Fabienne, welcome to the show. Thank you for being here. I'm so excited to have you today.
So happy to be here with you, Sophie, and everybody else who's joining us.
Awesome. Well, so let's get started. The question I ask all my guests, what is your best tip, trick, or advice for business owners who want to scale from 6 to 7 figures and beyond?
Okay. The single biggest thing that you need to realize if you want to create a seven-figure empire is that what got you here won't get you there. When we are looking to create a six-figure business, when we're looking to get to our first 10K a month consistently, we have to be part of everything. We have to be the control enthusiast. We have to have a hand in everything. We have to, what is it? What's that expression? The cook, the bottle washer. I forget what the expression is. We have to do everything ourselves. One, because we need the control. We need to know that everything is being taken care of. And two, we don't have the money or the team or the systems. But this way of showing up that will get you to 5K or 10K a month consistently is the opposite of what needs to happen when you're looking to go from 100K a year to 250 to 500 to 750 and a million. I hope that our friends joining us today will write this down. You cannot get to a million by showing up the way you've been showing up. To make a million and have 14 to 16 weeks of vacation per year, you actually have to work much less. That is the thing that people who come to us and say, I want to grow, I want to make more money, but I can't, from where I'm standing, I can't even see myself doubling my business because I just don't have that much bandwidth. I'm already working evenings, weekends. I either never go on vacation or never, I'm always saying to my kids, one more email and mommy will be right there. And the thought of growing to the next big level of income and impact feels scary. And they are more likely to say, you know what, I'm either staying where I am or I'm going to throw in the towel soon. And it's because they don't realize that you actually have to work much less. You can't be involved in every aspect of your business. How
Oh
does
my
that sound,
gosh.
Sophie?
Oh my gosh, no, you're speaking to my heart of hearts. I mean, that's what I talk about in my podcast previously. It's what I talk about in my business. That's who I am. I'm that support system for those people who want to go to 6 figures and beyond because you cannot do it alone.
Yeah.
You have to have people helping you. You have to get systems and processes in place. So, with that being said, tell us about your experience of hiring a team, building the systems, what is your favorite part of that? What is your most important part of that? Where do they start so that they can start handing things off and stop doing it themselves and work less?
Well, so I just reached over on my desk to grab my little sticky pad block, and I want to explain it in the term of a story as opposed to just, telling about it. I want you to think about your friends who are not self-employed. And when they clock in and clock out of a job that they have and get paid for, they are paid for the delivery. Let's say the delivery of results or something like that. So I want you to imagine that you're taking a sticky note and you're writing delivery on it, right? And you can just stick that up on the wall, and most people just get paid for the delivery. But we, which is a full-time job, but we have another sticky, which is marketing. So that's almost like a full-time job. So you can put that sticky on the wall. And then sales, right? Closing the sale, following up with people, sending them reminders, all of that. So that's another full-time job, maybe a half-time job. Put that sticky on there. And then you have managing team members, hiring, firing, payroll, finances, recruitment. Well, we just talked about that, and all customer service and all the things. And when you look at it that way, no wonder most of us, until we get this thing right, we've got like 3 to 4 full-time jobs. Think about all the stickies that are up on the wall. And so when you're asking me what's the most important thing to do when it comes to taking you from where you are at 6 figures to a million. I've been at multiple 7 figures, multiple millions each year for 13 years now. So I've been living this for quite some time, ever since my children were little. They're teenagers now. And what I want you to think about is that you need to start delegating all of the stickies. The way to grow your business is you can't grow your business if all the stickies are your responsibility. That means that you need to begin delegating the sticky of marketing, and then eventually the sticky of customer service, the sticky of managing people, the sticky of, did I say marketing? Sales, right? All the different stickies, eventually even the sticky of delivery. And when people first hear that, they think, well, I'm not going to make any profit. I'm not going to have any control. And nobody wants to hire me to not work with me. I've got to do the delivery. But what I'm here to tell you is, and this is what I talk about in my book that you mentioned just a few moments ago, The Leveraged Business, how you can go from overwhelmed at 6 figures to 7 figures with your life back. The very first chapter is called Leverage Your Team. And I have made every mistake in the book when it came to hiring by just trying to plug the hole, stop the bleeding, get somebody with a live pulse. Just, even though, we've often heard hire slowly, fire quickly. No, I didn't do that. I didn't know to hire with assessments. I didn't know that, you shouldn't hire just because you liked somebody. I didn't know about wiring. I didn't know about culture fit. I didn't know about all the things. And so I would say that the reason that Leverage Your Team is the very first and the longest chapter of all of the 8 leverage activators is because it's that important. When you can hire properly using a mixture of 4 things, hiring for experience, for skill set, for wiring, and for culture fit, when you've got the right people in place and you believe deep in your heart that you can hire rock stars and that you are worthy of rock stars and that you do not need to settle for anything less than absolutely everything with your team, when you realize that, you can start giving the stickies away. And as you give the stickies away to people and then they create systems, you are no longer needed in the day-to-day operations of all of those little pieces of your business. What this does is it gives you all this time back, Sophie, to focus on what I call exponential growth activities. EGAs, exponential growth activities, where instead of being the doer, you know, if you think about the E-Myth, you've got the entrepreneur, the manager, and the doer, instead of being the one with a hand in everything, the one delivering and generating and initiating everything, you then get yourself up to this place of true visionary leadership, where even though you may have started your business to say, listen, I just want to make $65,000 a year on my own terms, me, myself, and I in my little, you know, spare bedroom office, you can then actually run a business that, for example, you call an empire. And it requires putting on our big girl pants and hiring as we would if we were working in a corporation with real processes, real methodologies that work, not just throwing a warm pulse, person with a warm pulse in the position.
I love it. Yes, yes. And that's so true. The team piece is so important. I want to touch base on the control side of things because you really have to be ready to let go and trust. And I know because I've had many people come to me, well, I've hired VAs before, I've hired teams, and they've all let me down or they've all ghosted me or this, that, or the other. How do you get beyond that and continue to trust and let yourself say, okay, I can find that team, I can find those people that are those four things that you mentioned. How
Mm-hmm.
do you continue to trust when you've been burned like that? I've so many people get burned because they go through that process. How do you keep going and push through that?
Well, I think it's important to realize why you keep getting disappointed. First and foremost, and nothing's wrong with you because, well, we've all done it, right? Everybody listening to this saying, oh, something's wrong with me. I guess I'm not a good manager. I should just stay solo. No, you were just never taught the right hiring process. In fact, one of the things here says you're not a bad manager. You just don't, you need to hire better. So once we understand that, once the person is in place, it's I, I, I think that we have this, not I think, I've experienced it, where we think, well, we're paying them so much, they should know what to do. And I'm going to take my little block of stickies again, right? We kind of throw the hot potato at them and say, I want this done. May not say it this way, but I want this done ASAP. Just tell me when you've got it. And what we're doing is we're doing what I call drive-by delegating. Drive-by delegating is we're so finally happy to have somebody that we're paying that we can offload things to, that we just assume they're going to be able to read our mind. Now remember, we're a control enthusiast, so we know exactly what we want it to look like, but we forget to communicate that. We forget to say, this is the project, exactly how I want it. This is what it should look like. In fact, here are examples of past ones or ones that I found on the internet, or follow this example in this course or this book. And I would like it done on this day as opposed to yesterday or ASAP, because they usually already have many ASAP projects on their plates. And we forget that we are here to be of service to the team, the team member. We think people are working for us. They're not working for us, they're working with us. In fact, we need to work for them. To ensure that you feel like you can trust your team, you need to equip them with everything they need to do everything perfectly for you. And part of that is to be available to them, to say, you want to provide them everything so they can be a hero to you. What happens, and I used to be a secretary, that was my first job, and I remember what it was like to receive a thing and my boss saying, so basically, like, take care of this. And Sophie, would just stand there and feel paralyzed, crippled. I didn't know I don't know what to do. And just this dread of, oh my God, I could get fired if I don't get this right. Conversely, when you put the hat on the coach hat on and say, so what did you hear me say? Okay, great. So let's meet tomorrow morning. And just to be there for your team member every 5 minutes every day at the beginning of the day. What did you get done yesterday? What are you working on and prioritizing today? Where are you stuck? You put that person in the right direction. And over time, you begin to empower them to do things the way you want them to. They begin to document their processes. They begin to please you. And the more that they please you again and again and again, because you've done all the right things, you can start undoing the white knuckle grip that you have on every aspect of your business. This is about uplifting your team and giving them every tool they need to succeed. And that's when you succeed, because then you're not required to be there micromanaging, helicopter managing your team, and you can go work on those EGAs, those exponential growth activities.
Oh, I love it. Boy, you really are speaking to my heart, and it's really, and telling, putting it in words that really make sense and can really hit home for a lot of the people listening. So I really love that. And one last thing that I would like to touch on is hiring individuals versus hiring an all-in-one team. As you may know, late last year, I changed my business model to being an all-in-one team that you don't even have to lead or manage, because we provide all of that, because I'm the one doing the hiring, the firing, the training, the processes, and you're just talking to me, telling me, okay, Sophie, this is our plan. This is what we're going to do. I want you guys to do X, Y, and Z. And we go to work and we do it. So how do you, what is your take on those two options? I know, instant team, as I call it, isn't necessarily right for everyone, but what I'd love to hear your thoughts on, hiring one by one as opposed to hiring an all-in-one team like I have.
I think there's room for both at different stages of your business. When you are first starting out in bringing people on board, it can be, and you don't know what you're doing, it can be really, really helpful and frankly, a lifesaver to have somebody that you trust, that you've done the due diligence with. And when she can come and hire and train and onboard and delegate to and hold accountable other team members, this can be a huge time saver for you if you are still doing all the delivery, all the customer service. If you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, this could be a great place to start. After a while, when you hire a second in command, as I talk about in activator number 8, somebody who actually runs your businesses and is on staff and becomes to lead, manage, and hold accountable teams and projects, they may want to have people who they can speak to individually and be in charge. But I think in the beginning, this is a great place to start.
Absolutely. Got it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, Fabienne, it's about time to wrap it up. Please tell my listeners where they can find you to learn more. And if you have anything to offer, let them know where to go for that as well.
Yeah, sure. So I honestly, there isn't a person in business today, I'll say it this way, who shouldn't read this. The leveraged business is everything that I have been teaching tens of thousands of women in business and a few good men on how to build a business that can run itself without you so that you can increase your impact. So I'd recommend start with the leveraged business. You can buy it anywhere. You can also get it on boldheart.com. And I believe that if you go to boldheart.com, you just pay for the shipping. So you'll also get a free assessment to help you determine which of the 8 activators to put in your business first, and the cheat sheet and lots of good stuff. And if you want to find me on social media, you can find me on I am Boldheart. I am Boldheart or Fabienne. In LinkedIn, it's probably Fabienne Fredrickson or something like that. But you'll find me. Fabienne is not a difficult, there aren't 1,000 of us.
No, there's not a lot of Fabiennes out there. I just recently, after all these years of knowing you, I just met in the last couple months another Fabienne. So I know two Fabiennes now. And I was like, and she is from Canada.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, okay, I know two Fabiennes now. This is interesting. It's kind of like me growing up as a Sophia or a Sophie.
Yeah.
I was the only one as a child. I didn't find other Sophias and Sophies until like college.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting how unique names stand the test of time or they don't. I mean, now I meet people who name their dog Sophie or Sophia. So, I don't think I've met anybody who's named their dog Fabienne yet, though. So, but anyway, thank you so much for being on the show today, Fabienne. I really appreciate your time and all your great wisdom. I know my listeners do too. And to my listeners, if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe, share it with everybody you know. Let them know that I have great people like Fabienne on the show and other great nuggets for you to explore. And I will see you all again next week.